this the whole time?
We're live
now. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 12 of Your Morning Cup of Coffee. Our long-awaited guest is finally here, but I'm going to kick it over to my ugly friend, Ken. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Andy. And yes, this is a long-awaited guest that we were very excited about. A self-made man. He worked for everything he has in his life and some. You know, some call him a role model, some call him a father, and some call him a friend. One of our very favorites, Mr. Andy Gonzalski. Wow.
Hello, fans.
Ken, you want to lead the charge?
Well, yeah, for some people who may not know who you are, you may start off about what do you do for a living, where are you right now, and guess what? How'd you start? Or I guess the big thing, you own a landscaping business. That's the word on the street.
Ken is very excited, and he always likes to talk to me about landscaping.
He's very successful.
So we're going to waste the next at least 5 to 10 minutes talking about landscaping, most likely.
Hopefully 10 to 15 if we're lucky.
10 to 15.
I'm in landscaping. The family's done it for a living.
Mm-hmm.
I got my start in it. Made a nice living so far. Hard work, but I like doing it.
Yeah. When did you? So you said you started. Did you start in high school?
I started when I was in high school.
How old?
Even before I had a driver's license,
Yeah.
I would walk behind a mower to go, or my dad would leave a mower somewhere, and I'd go
Get in. Do it.
I'd go to the job, and I'd stand there, walk behind the mower, and
Right.
whistle a tune, and just enjoy the day.
Mm-hmm. And then so you did that all through high school, and that was you working with your dad all through high school with landscaping?
Yep. Couple other jobs. Worked at Stoner Shell in high school. Stoner Shell for people from the village here. That would be Canal Granger Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Stoner Shell.
That's awesome.
Even worked the midnight shift. With the door unlocked, with a lot of interesting people coming in at 2 and 3 a.m.
Right.
So that was fun too. So
Yeah. Any notable stories of working at the Shell or anything crazy?
none for me. I never had anyone try to rob me. But
Yeah.
one guy did get sprung on when he was coming out of the cooler, and someone knocked him out.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, I'm not going to say his name, but
Someone we would know.
someone you would know. One of your classmates, her
Really?
father. Well, I guess someone could probably put that together and figure out who that is, but he got bucked pretty good. But I never had any problem. People used to come in, and I'd give them a little crazy look, and they'd ask me, what my problem was. I do get that. People think I'm scary. I'm really the nicest guy you ever met. My face just looks naturally.
It's a hard shell.
I apologize to everybody, but don't mess with me.
Yeah, and then so with landscaping, you did that right after high school? Did you consider going to college at all, or?
I never considered going to college because it just didn't make sense.
Right.
My adventurous spirit made me think about the military for a minute, but I had a pretty nice gig lined up, so I went with that.
Right. Well, at one point, did you kind of move into doing it yourself and stop doing it with your father?
As soon as I had my driver's license.
As soon as you
Is
had
that when you started buying it
Just
from?
bang on.
Your
No. When I graduated from high school,
Is when you started?
that's when it was like game on. He made plans to move away, do something else.
Mhm.
So
And then you took it over from him.
executed that. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then did you at
Very
any
good.
point-
Worked out well.
Right. And that's been for how long now? About
Since 1996. So,
for 27 years.
yes, it's
Holy shit.
been a long time. Been a long time.
A lot of
Shit.
lawns.
That is crazy.
The older you get, the faster the time will go.
No kidding. I feel bad saying it because I'm so young, but I even feel it now. I feel like it still should be in high school.
You don't.
And,
You don't feel it yet.
Yeah.
You wake up one day and you're, 20. You still feel like you're young, but you're not.
Right.
He's my son, and I still feel like I'm 20.
Right.
So, but I'm not.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then with your landscaping, is you've been a solo show for just the whole time? Have you at any point tried?
One time I had this one kid work for me over the summer, and the kid was a real fucking pain in the ass. And it's you. No, I'm more used to working by myself. You know, I don't, you know, my job is like a hobby. So, you know, if I like doing the work, I don't want to manage people.
Right.
So I don't want to have to, you know, make sure everybody's getting there on time, prepping everything for them to go out and do what they need to do. I'll just focus on me.
You want to tell your story about when you asked him for off time? Because he doesn't remember. I brought that up.
Well, Kent doesn't know how to ask for off time. That's the basic gist of it.
I forget exactly. It was my first year ever landscaping with him, and I was super excited. I remember Andy offered. He said Kyle Calvi was working with his dad, and I'm like, well, I also need a job. So I remember I remember even asking for the job. You're outside by the pool, nervous, didn't really know you. Then you're like, Kent, heard you need a job, and then I forget exactly how the conversation went. I think you probably asked me if I ever landscaped before, how many days I could work. Then you're like, when can you start? And I'm like, Monday. And you're like, see you then. See you Monday. And then so I know it was me and Kyle Calvi for a little bit, and then just Kyle Calvi went on vacation, and then it was just me and you for a while. And then after a couple of weeks of me and you grinding out 5, like for me, long work days. And I remember it was like one day, I forget exactly what it was. I was beat up and I was crying, just like tired. I remember asking, I was so nervous. I'm like, hey, you know, I was talking to Chucky Wilson, and Chucky Wilson said he's also interested in work. So I was wondering maybe if Chucky could work maybe a day or two in the week and I could have a day off or something. And you're driving, you look at me, you're like, so you're asking for a break? And then I'm like, yeah, kind of. And you're like, yeah, I'm not really interested in training anyone else. And then we didn't say another word about it. I showed up to work the next day, and then we just kept going. You know?
So this is a not the entire truth, because you didn't ask for time off. You said Chucky might be looking for work. You didn't say, like, if you said, you know, I'd like to have, you know, I'm young, you know, it's my summer, you know, can I like maybe lose like a Wednesday? Can I just have like Wednesday to myself?
Right.
And do you think I would say no? I wouldn't.
No,
but you didn't ask.
I would have thought he would have said no.
Yeah. I blacked out in the moment. Just had somewhat of an idea of what I wanted to say.
So whenever you get a job, if you show up and you're a really good worker, your boss will always go out of their way to like make sure that you're a productive, happy worker.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to have to deal with another worker they got to train.
Right.
So like I don't want to have, you know, 20, you know, different people that all do something different. Right. You know, if you're showing up and you know what you're doing for 4 days, I'll take that. You know? And
right.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense.
That was crazy. I do got some fun stories of working with you. I'm trying to bring them back to life. Simple Kent.
Simple Kent. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Simple Man. Simple Kent.
Simple Man. Simple Kent.
I remember singing that song.
Oh yeah.
Yep. All the joggers getting their steps in. That was a good one. Yep. There were several.
Yeah, I remember the biggest thing everyone asks when I work with you, like everyone says, "Oh, no one can keep up with him. No one can keep up with him." And I remember the one time that I'm like, "Yeah, I remember this one day. He's been yelling at me all week for working so slow." And this one job, it was just a simple trim job. I had a little rake, and there's actually 2 stories. I remember one time you beat me up because I had the trash can we were running, and I completely dropped it trying to throw it into the dump truck, and it's like got thorns, and I'm trying to rake them all up. But there was this one job, and I'm like, all right, got a good lunch in, I got my energy drink in me, and I'm going to work. I'm going to impress him. This is going to be great, and he's going to love it. So we're trimming, and he's going around, and I'm following him, and I thought I was working my ass off, and I'm absolutely flying, got music going, and I'm working my ass off, and then all of a sudden, you turn the corner, you're like, man, Kent, really making a job out of this. And I'm like, oh my God.
That sounds like something I'd say.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Because I'm just trying so hard to keep up with you.
So one thing about Kent, though, that at least you know there's effort. Kent is a sweater. So I appreciate that at least he's one of these, because there was another kid that worked for me. This kid would work all fucking day, 90 degrees, and he'd be bone dry, and I would be pissed at the kid. Because, he's making effort, but he's not a drop of sweat. And I was so jealous always. This kid would not sweat at all.
God bless him. That's tough. I feel like
Meanwhile,
Never really sweat that much.
our clothes are all different colors because they're soaking wet.
Yeah.
Just bone dry.
Bone dry, maybe grass clipping on him.
That is the worst feeling, though. Like when you make a mistake working for him, and you just know he's going to say something super sarcastic or super like you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I have to own up to this. Like
Do you want to own up to your big?
There's
I was
just
there's
the
a
audience.
I was just about to go in, and
This is probably the best one we're gonna come up with, so you might as well tell it.
I don't even know. Was it my first year of landscaping? I don't know.
Was his second year?
Oh,
Was his second year because you had someone with him? I think your first year you didn't have anyone, did you?
No, my first year I think was with Ryan, and Ryan was
it
with me.
Well, then maybe it was.
So it
your
was my
year.
first year.
sophomore slump.
Yeah, and we're at this place called Sun Valley, and there's these two ponds on the property, and in between the two ponds, there's like a little hill. Not a little hill. There's quite a hump,
A steep hill.
a steep hill.
Very pretty steep hill.
And I don't know what I'm doing. I've seen him cut the place before, and I've seen him cut it with the sit down mower. And like you have a sit down mower and you have the walk behind mower. And I think it rained or something the night before, and I'm going over the little mound, and the front tire just goes straight down, and I go right into the pond. And I just remember Ryan looking at me like, holy fuck, what did you do? And our first thought is, okay, we can pull this out. Like,
So the mower was completely
not completely submerged, but stuck in there. And we're thinking, all right, we can pull it out and he never has to know.
How long did you guys try and do that? How long did it take you to realize we are not going to move?
Not long. Maybe for like 10 minutes. We probably made it 10 minutes before like, all right, fuck this. I have to call him. And I just remember like grabbing my phone and I'm like shaking. Like, and I remember I'm like, the mower's in the pond, and he just goes, "You are fucking stupid." Like, how dumb are you?
Now, before this, he was told repeatedly, don't go anywhere near that slope by the pond because you will end up in it. Do you remember how many times? Well, you might not even heard me tell you the first time. But I told him at least 10 times in one conversation, don't go near it, don't try it. There's two of you there. Have one do that, do this, and it happened.
It happened. And then he comes driving in, doesn't say a word. He's got the truck and the tractor both there. The truck's slamming on the gas, trying to pull it out. The tractor pulls it out. It's all bent to shit. We don't speak at all the rest of the day. Go home, eat dinner at separate times, go to bed.
It's fun hearing like
over.
Ryan's stories.
It's over.
Who's Ryan's story?
Yeah, Ryan's stories of it all happening. Of him just talking to you. I remember Ryan's back to that, it was like Ryan was just talking about it. It was so funny, like you freaking out with like calling your dad.
Oh, I was
all
so
of a sudden your dad's coming over on the tractor with the rope. Ready to
Worked
pull
out.
it
Worked out.
Do we still have that mower's still the one we use, right? Or no?
Yeah. I think
Still work.
that thing was probably just about brand new when you
Oh.
did that.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Still fighting.
That's
still kicking.
landscaping.
Yeah.
Hard work, but good living.
Were there any times in like your career where there were any doubts of this isn't what you want to do anymore, or wow, this business? Or just all the words?
Not until right now.
Yeah.
I've done it for almost 30 years, so I'm like getting ready to
Right.
stop doing it, especially at the level to which I do it.
Right.
I still enjoy doing it, but I don't like doing it for 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's seasonal work, so you work, 12 hours a day, during the growing season,
Right.
and then the winter comes and you do nothing. So it's like 100 miles an hour and then stop.
Right.
So it'd be nice to be like, banker's hours, 9 to 5.
Yeah. Maybe
60
60 miles per hour.
Occasionally take some time off like you wanted.
Yes.
So, do you think you'll ever like actually retire? I don't know why I said retire, but like retire, or do you think he'll just like cut?
Just tire.
Oh,
Do you think he'll just like
retire,
cut
yeah.
grass? Like, will that be your retirement?
I don't know what it'll be. We'll
Yeah.
see.
It's like obviously you're good with like
I'm
the house.
flexible, you know.
Mhm.
My kids are almost all grown up,
Right.
so once I don't have to support them,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking to
At
have
least I
some
go
fun.
to Akron and not Dayton.
We're trying to say
$70,000 a year.
it's an initial sticker price.
Yeah. What is it? 20?
Yeah, I'm paying 18. I have to go there.
6?
Very nice. That's thinking how much I
No,
pay.
it's not.
8? 4? 4, 6, 8? It's one of those numbers.
Well, your mother also pays for you to live. He's paying to
Oh,
live
yeah,
down
I
there
guess.
as well. So
Yeah.
once you
Yeah.
put all that into the mix, it's very,
Right.
it's pretty
You
comparable.
think it's close?
Absolutely, it's pretty close.
That would make sense because I know
Yeah.
just for living, I think
Yeah, I
it's
guess
just
that is
around.
It's probably about 15, 16, you know.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't take loans. Pay for your school.
That's right.
Don't take loans.
Don't take loans. Pay for your school.
Do it all.
Avoid debt at all possible. I'm talking to young people.
That's
Avoid
good.
debt as much as possible.
That's their words to wisdom. It makes sense. You know, people completely cripple themselves. I know some people who are going to school at Dayton who are paying $60,000 to $70,000 a year, and they're either paying it all themselves and they're just getting a loan for it. I don't know how
That's
that's
insane.
possible. I don't know how people can manage that at all.
Rich.
Mhm.
Very rich people.
Like even some of the kids are pulling out loans to pay for that much.
Well, some people, you know, if you're going to school to be a doctor, there's going to be an investment, you know, but don't go to school for 60 grand if you're not going to leave school with a degree that's going to
Paid
Right.
off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
be worthwhile.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, in your spare time of being a landscaper, in this off season especially, you got quite invested in social media.
Yes. Yeah. I love it.
Social?
No,
I would-
it's not True
Twitter?
Social.
Twitter. He got big on Twitter.
Really?
Twitter. I love Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Never been on Twitter, but Muff's bought it, so I'm like, everybody's talking about Twitter on TV, so I had to get on Twitter,
Really?
and I cannot put my fucking phone down.
Really?
My screen time, it's embarrassing. It's like I'm like a teenage girl in the middle of summer with my screen time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
mm-hmm.
although I'm sure, well, teenage boys too. I don't want to be sexist. Sorry,
Sorry.
Sorry gals.
mm-hmm.
No, but Twitter's great.
Do you use it?
Way less than him, but I use Twitter.
It's because I don't use Twitter at all.
I think I use Twitter more than I use Instagram.
Really?
I developed a bad stock playing habit.
Stock playing?
Yeah,
What's it?
buying stocks.
Oh, yeah.
Investing is what the word is supposed to be, but
yeah.
I'm normally very disciplined. You know, I'm very very cautious. But when it comes to buying stocks,
Right.
I have the attention span of a 2-year-old. I'll be like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Buy 'em. And I'll be like, oh, that wasn't great. Sell it immediately. So I'm trying to figure out what investing means. But Twitter, I follow a bunch of people that are into that. It's a good way to follow, information on particular topics.
You think Twitter or Reddit's better? Because you used to be big on Reddit.
Reddit is absolutely amazing. Reddit is the wild, wild west of social media. Like, you can go on there and you will find everything.
Yeah.
You know, there's a very polite, mundane PG side, and then there's a whole other side to Reddit where you'll find everything.
Is Reddit just like Twitter?
No, it's like
No,
it's just like a search.
it's not.
engine, basically.
So, it's just because most everybody on there is just 100% anonymous. So there's people posting just whack shit.
It
It's
was
just
whatever you want.
way off the wall. But you find a lot of stuff on there, like you'll see on like TikTok videos will show up on Reddit. So Amanda will point out that I saw that you're just on TikTok. Reddit, it's just you're on TikTok too, and you don't even know it. But no, I'm not on TikTok.
He's got a theory about TikTok, though. You want to share your theory?
Chinese spy balloons?
Well, maybe, but I don't think there's any reason for like an adult male like myself to be on TikTok, I just assume that most of the guys, the older guys that are on there, are just pervs going out there to creep on some
underage people.
some
Younger
ladies doing some dancing and doing a little perving.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not on TikTok. I don't need to get on TikTok for that reason.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I do feel like TikTok's more entertainment directed.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of.
You have to like build your.
Mm-hmm. It's like those are stuff like to memes or just weird entertainment.
Yeah, like that's
Videos,
most of your Twitter
pure
memes,
comedy.
right? Or no?
No, I don't really see a ton of memes on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it like politics and stuff
I
like that?
see a lot of politics, a lot of stocks, and I must be watching like some fight videos because those seem to be showing up a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's everybody's Twitter, but man, it's like Fight Club on Twitter.
Fight clubs, yeah. I get a lot on Instagram, just random videos.
Are you big on Instagram?
Yeah. Much more. I deleted it, tried staying sober from it, and then because of the podcast, which I'm grateful for, I have to keep sharing it, and I like watching the clips.
Yeah.
So I always have to go on it for that, but then I always find myself scrolling.
Well, I think I like Twitter because it's like I feel like everything's so much updated faster than like Instagram. Like for sports reasons, you find everything out first on Twitter and not Instagram.
A lot of news is made on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't imagine there's a lot of news
On
on
Instagram.
Instagram.
I feel like
What
it's
could you
Instagram
possibly
after.
could you possibly see? And
Right.
Facebook, in my opinion, is just trash. It's like people's journal. It's like reading someone's journal.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Catch up with like what
Mm-hmm. I find it
the neighbor's kid did.
Right.
It's
I find it really funny being in high school and college. There's always kids in my grade and in high school and college who always post the most obnoxious things on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, whatever. I'm like, wow, I can't wait for essentially these kids to grow up. You know what I mean? Kind of move past this.
Yeah.
And you go on Facebook, and it is the same exact thing, but just with a much older age group, and they're just saying the same exact thing, just saying the most not out of pocket, just
It's like nobody gives a fuck.
just stuff that does not need to be said.
Yeah.
Or
well, there's certain bases you have to hit on Facebook too.
Mhm.
Everyone's posting the same thing. It just matters what station in life they are.
Yeah.
right.
Like there's the
Mm-hmm.
and the like the Facebook birthdays.
Facebook.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I gotta. Did I give you a Facebook birthday?
I have no clue.
See, it's stupid. I texted him and I saw him on his birthday. It's weird.
Right.
But you gotta, like, people wish someone happy birthday and they're not even on Facebook.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I've never understood that.
I had a lot of people wish me happy birthday. Like, oh, I wish you happy birthday. And I'm like, really? Like, thank you. I don't remember. It was on Facebook. I'm like, well,
You have an account on Facebook. He's saying like people that
But
just
people that don't even have a Facebook account.
like would never even see the post. Like you're just looking to be like that guy that wished someone a happy birthday.
like, happy birthday.
Happy
grandma,
birthday
grandma.
to my sister today. She's not on Facebook.
But here's a post. Here's
Yeah.
It's like it never happened.
I'm her brother, sister.
It is weird.
But Twitter's gold. Get on Twitter.
Twitter's gold.
You need to be on Twitter.
Reddit's the wild, wild west.
This is the Wild Wild West. I love it.
TikTok, old people pervs.
I think Twitter's the most accurate to like the algorithm thing too, like figuring out what you like and shoving it in your face.
Really?
I think that's the
You guys have bad,
bad quotes.
phraseology happening.
Yeah, but like
Just thrown in quick.
I like or retweet one post. Like my whole Twitter is baseball, Elon Musk, and I would honestly say like fights and shit like that, like
Fights.
and like music. Those are my only things I see. I don't see anything else.
Right.
So whatever they figure.
I must come across some random shit because I sent them to you. I don't remember some
He
of them
sends
that I've
he
sent
sends
out.
me tweets all the time. They're the most fucked up shit ever.
But Sunday was a milestone day for me because I got retweeted. So it
Oh.
made my whole fucking Sunday.
Yeah, he texted me
Retweet
about it.
Sunday.
Got some fucking retweets. So
Did you like your own tweet or
a reply. Someone tweeted my reply,
really?
and it was a blue check.
Oh,
Yes, Cameron Winklevoss. Cameron Winklevoss follows that guy who retweeted me.
really?
So,
what was
so
it?
we're
Give him a follow on Twitter. It's
we're,
on the screen.
What was the
Look for the Michael Myers mask.
I got like 5 followers.
You could be the sixth. You could be the sixth. Oh my god! What was the comment? Do we remember what it was or?
I don't know. It was something about that bank that
Like
Oh, the Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was all over that Sunday. It was fantastic.
That's awesome.
It was very entertaining.
I got 5
So
followers.
entertaining.
You could be the sixth.
There's a lot of your Twitter sports.
It could be you.
Like
So-
Browns.
I don't know if it's like the older you get, the less you watch sports.
Really?
So I watch the Browns religiously on Sunday. Basketball,
You've never
I don't watch basketball. I'm not a big fan of basketball. Baseball, I like to go watch a baseball game, but I'm not like sitting around on
Yeah.
Twitter. Oh, that one good thing from Twitter. Remember that dude that had the video from his apartment
Oh yeah.
of Game 5?
Yeah.
That was good Twitter. I saw that.
That was good
That was
Twitter.
good Twitter.
That was good
Sports
Twitter.
Sports Twitter won.
That
on
wasn't
one.
really good.
What was it?
The view of like the walk-off home run
The
against
guy was like downtown. It was like he lived in like closer to where like East Fourth and Prospect areas, and he's got his camera long view towards like Progressive Field, and you hear the crowd, is like buzzing a little bit,
Yeah.
and then he's getting ready to pitch, and it just goes hushed,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just hear the stadium just fucking erupt.
It's
Oh
sweet.
my god!
Such a good video.
That was sweet.
It was even more surreal just being there.
That was cool. That was cool.
We were all there.
Were you there?
Yeah,
Where were you at?
I was the standing seats. 'Cause I remember we got there like as soon as gates opened, so we get the.
We were in the dugout suites.
And I was in the nosebleeds.
So you were way up there. Mm-hmm. I do remember that because when I came back, I remember once of the Broies or whoever. Like, yeah, every single time there was a left-handed batter, you'd see Mr. and Mrs. Umzowski.
The amount of people that texted me. Even I think Young Strike texted me about it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Are your parents in the dugout?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, they are." And he's like, "You're not at the game." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in the nosebleeds." And he goes, "Makes sense. I would do the same thing."
I told my dad that. I'm like, yeah, Andy and his parents were at the game. Because I showed him the clip, and I'm like, he's like, where were they? I'm like, do you believe this? They sent Andy and his sister all the way to the nosebleeds. I'm like, yes, they should be.
We
Yes,
bought
they should
them
be.
tickets.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That was so. And then even on like the clip,
You got in the dugout suite one game.
I did, yes, with our landscaping friend.
It was like Kent coming down the stairs at Christmas when he got into the dugout suite. His eyes got real big. Like,
It was awesome because I remember he's like, I came separately because I worked separately.
You're never on time for anything.
No, I'm a busy guy. But I remember, so I'm like trying to figure out. Like, it was basically like a whole VIP section where they take you separately in the back of
You
the
get to
stadium.
go underneath. and
Go
all that
underneath,
shit.
and it's like suites. They have all the food in the world, and then you walk out, and then you're right there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
like-
cool. Walking up those stairs
Yeah,
to like get to the seats is
Mhm.
really cool.
good place to watch a game.
Yeah.
right.
Good view.
Great place.
I will say this doesn't apply to Browns games because Browns games are a different like crowd. But the Indians games, Guardians games, whatever you call them, the nosebleeds, I love those seats because I feel like that's where the real like fans were.
The
Like,
real fans.
I not that like the lower section is.
Are you calling me not a real fan right now?
The
I'm
rich
so
fan-
I
I feel like the lower section is mainly, except for like Mr. Dyer, who's like just buys tickets to anything.
The country club
The-
crowd.
The really rich
Show
people.
up late, leave early.
Yeah, they're just don't stay till the end of the game. Don't know any of the players, so just show up because hey, we got a team.
Mhm.
But then you get to the nosebleeds, and it's people that have been going there for like 30 years, and they're like, "Yeah, I sit in this seat every day," or like the bleachers. The bleachers are the nosebleeds.
It's all the rowdy people. All the people who save money on buying cheaper seats can spend more on beer. And
You can
Yeah.
judge the ballpark by socioeconomic status. So the more vertical your seat is, the stairs to get to it, that's like your income level.
Yeah.
If your seat's like that, middle class at best. If you're watching the game like that, you're doing good for yourself.
You're doing good.
So if you're up here, gotta keep striving.
You gotta keep striving.
Keep striving to get on the
Right. And then if you're in the
flatter.
dugout or you're going the other way, it's
Oh shit! Once you're underground in the dugout, you've reached. But I don't buy those seats, so I'm still, middle class, I guess.
Middle, even, just about even, a little bit up.
I buy zero sports tickets.
Really?
They're all given by our landscaping friend.
That's right. I'm a season ticket holder for the Cleveland Guardians this year.
Hey,
20 games.
20-game package.
I'm gonna put all of them up for sale and sell what I can.
What'd you buy it for?
Well, that's a true fan.
Huh?
That's a true fan.
But I don't think I'm just trying to sell all of
You're the part of the problem.
them. I am.
With concerts and shit.
I am.
You're part of the problem.
I got them with
Concerts are nuts.
crazy. Yeah, crazy concert too.
What's the one concert Mom wants to go to that the tickets are super expensive for?
Oh shit! There's two of them. It was
Probably Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen and some other dude.
People just buying tickets and hiking them up.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of the other?
Who comes?
That's the guy. That's the guy.
It is terribly expensive. I know. My roommate took me to Justin Bieber. He was gonna break up King. Took me to Justin Bieber.
You went to see Justin Bieber?
He was gonna take.
You're talking about the Breakup King that you guys did a whole hour-long podcast with.
Yes.
And never talk about breakup stories.
Did we not talk about breakup stories?
Yeah, it was a bit of a hole in the plot line with that whole podcast.
Really?
Yeah. The Breakup King. We're not talking about breakups.
I feel like we did.
Can we have him back?
Can we
get him back?
Can we
I wanna hear
put
some
him back
I
on?
hear some of these awesome breakup stories that never happened.
That's true. I guess there are some stories. We don't want to drag everything out of them.
Do you have any breakup stories you want to share? Is that podcast ready yet?
No, I'm okay. There's no breakup stories that I want to dive into.
Well, let's have me back next time.
Time comes. When time comes.
Get into that.
Get in the weeds of that a little bit, asshole. Justin Bieber. He was gonna go with his girlfriend, but then they broke up. So
you two went together.
Went together, and then he wanted to go again in Chicago. Granted, it is Chicago, but the same seats that we had in Chicago, I think they were like $3,500. That's a single ticket
For Justin Bieber.
Where
were your seats?
on the floor. You
That
could.
makes sense.
And you didn't think about selling these tickets? You thought it would be just better to go check out Justin Bieber together.
I got invited. Jaden Smith, Will Smith's kid.
I would rather do anything but go to that.
It was right after his dad did do the slap. So
Really?
it was
It was last year?
You weren't going to see Will Smith.
No.
Not his son.
His son opened for Justin Bieber.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's a weird.
Wow. It was a good
Yeah, you
experience.
should have kept that one to yourself.
Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
That's
That's something to be flying around.
I guess it was, the ratio was great when we went.
That makes sense.
That does make sense.
But then they're also probably looking at you like, okay,
Oh, good for you! Yeah.
I remember the knowledge. It didn't look bad because it was me and my roommate walking around together.
Yeah, no, that's normal. A lot of guys generally go out to the Bieber concert.
We're kind of weekend
Popular.
trip. Oh my god.
Totally normal.
yeah.
Oh
So
my god.
we obviously talked about like our childhood and stuff. If you don't know my dad, he was quite the delinquent as a kid too.
It's pretty bad.
He's a hard worker.
Was look at him,
Ever get arrested?
well, was I arrested? I've been in the back of a cop car.
Really?
You guys have?
No.
No.
Actually, no.
No.
You'll
They
get
just
there.
came to his house.
Well, I actually had to sit in the back of one a couple times. Nothing serious.
Oh.
All right. So what are we gonna do? We want to do Is this a juvenile delinquent story time?
That's
Yeah.
right. We're just going to learn what not to do.
Okay. I don't recommend this.
Okay.
There's a reason why in A Christmas Story they tell you not to get your kid a BB gun. It's not because you're not going to shoot your eye out, but it's because of this story. So I don't know. I was young, fourth grader. But
Wow.
this is what a delinquent I was. I was doing this in the fourth grade, and I thought it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So we lived up here in this neighborhood in Strathmore. We lived on a similar street, little cul-de-sac. So you look out across the street, and there's another house on the other side. So it's late at night, 1, 2 in the morning. So of course, when you're that old, you you're that old age, you know, you're up looking for shit to do. Where were my parents? I don't know. So we got the bright idea, hey, let's fuck around with the BB gun. So took out the old Daisy BB gun. And we're like, we'll shoot the street light. So laying out the
That's a
front
big
door
thing, street
like
lights.
a sniper. And oh yeah, this is gonna be funny. And shot the glass in the street light. So we did
Not
that.
a tree, a street
The
light.
street light.
So we're like, you know, then you like the blood starts flowing. Like I'm not a hunter, I wouldn't kill animals, but I'd imagine, like if you hunted a deer and killed it, like you'd be like, oh, we need to up the game here. We need bigger game. We need to get an elephant. So I went and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna get the elephant. So I'm like, oh, the Whalers' house. This was their name. They're not gonna watch this, so I used their name. And they knew we did it, so they found out. Wonder how. So, same pose, you know, cracked open the door, laid down, got the BB gun. I got it juiced up really good. I put like 40 pumps in it. Laid down and shot the glass. Just waited. Light turned on. I'm like, oh fuck. No one around. Like, what's that? Light goes off. I'm like, oh, false alarm. The door laid down. Flared off round number 2. Alright. Shut the door. The light goes on again, and you know, light goes off. So
Like inside the house, light goes
yeah,
on.
the bedroom light.
Oh, the light goes on.
I'm shooting their bedroom window. Shooting their bedroom window.
Does the glass
And it's
not
you?
break?
A total sociopath. Like what fourth grader would do that?
Would shoot someone.
I did it. I was bad. I grew out of it.
You were shooting the glass?
Yes.
Did the glass break?
Spoiler alert.
Oh.
So I took one more run at it. Shot the window. Light went on and everything, and light went off. And they figured out who did it. They came right over the next day, and you know, old Papa Frank wasn't pleased. So you know, you like to see the window, the bedroom window on our house, pretty big window, and I didn't find the back of the cop car in that instance, but don't buy your fourth grader a BB gun.
So you did end up breaking their window.
Broke the window.
Oh, he broke, shattered the window, or just
Holes in it.
holes in it?
Needed to be replaced.
Holy shit.
Not smart.
So
Not
they're
smart.
sleeping at 1 in the morning, just BBs are going straight through the window.
Yeah, you know, you got the pellets you can put in
Yeah.
the BB gun. Shoot pellets at it.
Is that the same house that you lit the woods on fire at?
That
Whoa!
was
it
it
you or Uncle Frank?
was Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
You know, shot a bottle rocket into the woods.
Oh, no.
Statute of limitations is over, so we can admit to it. We burned the whole valley between Strathmore and Schreiber Road in like 1987.
That
Fire
is-
department had to come out, douse it all out. They came in. They never said anything, but they parked the truck in the middle of our street, and the whole street was just covered in firework debris. Just all these
Oh.
wrappers, papers, everything.
Oh, was it like
And
from
they had
the,
no
from the
clue.
leaves?
Like the whole neighborhood was like gathering at the end of the street and just watching the smoke just billow up from behind the houses.
Holy shit.
But, you know, it's,
How are they not like connected to you guys?
I don't think that we got away with it.
That is insane.
They didn't do anything.
That is
Oh my god.
But then again, no, the cop car for of all things was being in the metro parks after curfew.
Mm.
That's stupid.
I remember you were telling me about that or something like
This
that.
lady lost her mind. You know, there's just some kids fucking around in the metro parks, and she's like, "All right, get in the car.
Get-
what they just do.
Look, they give you a ticket.
She
They
put
give you
you
a ticket, and they make you go down to the juvenile court.
Yeah.
So I don't think my dad liked that.
Oh.
Can you imagine your kid makes you have to get out of work to go cart your ass down to
Yeah.
juvenile court for curfew?
Mm-hmm.
Gay.
Okay. That was the one thing my dad said about when I got caught TPing, and then Carter drove me home. He's like, you know, I would have been 20 times more mad if he had to come drive over and pick me up at 2 in the morning or 3, whatever time it was in the morning, and then drive me all the way back.
So he was like happy that Carter got you home.
I would say happy. He was not happy at all, but he wasn't.
Mad.
Yeah, would have been more mad if
He had to come
he had to get dressed, sound asleep at midnight or whatever time at night.
Well, you guys played Soap Game at one time, right?
Soap game?
Yeah.
That was.
I wish I had the photo.
So
We had a good one.
That's what I was saying.
We
Yeah.
compared it's like a fish story there.
Right.
See who got the bigger soap pile.
Well, all of our ideas that we've basically done came from you. Like, you've done it before.
That's because they were a bunch of pussies and they'd never do anything,
Bad.
remotely,
Well, it's so much easier to get caught now, I feel like.
exciting.
Cameras.
Did you get caught yet?
No.
You must not be doing anything that great. Anything that risky.
Right.
No.
We're getting old. We're running out of time before it's.
No, but it was good to hear the stories of the lights. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, the lights.
If there's anything you really want to pass on to the next generation, it's a good prank.
Yeah. I would say the closest I've ever come to like actually getting put in a cop car was when we go to Independence, and I don't know, I think it was me and Owen, and we tried to get the cones up on the field goal post. One time the cop came like sprinting onto the field, and we thought it was Mr. Barowie at first, so we're like, oh, we're good. We're like, this is not Mr. Barowie, and we just ran. Luckily, we got away. No one's gonna like that one.
Probably can't outrun the radio though. So when I was a kid too, and they redid, we lived on East 71st Street, and they redid the road. And they had a bunch of orange construction barrels, lining the street, divide traffic and whatnot. So another late night, I don't know how all this we had time to do this, but stacked up all the construction barrels in a big pyramid, right going across straight through the middle of the road. This one, like a old redneck hillbilly dude that used to live on the street, took his old beater truck and drove right through the middle.
But he voluntarily did it?
Yeah. That is awesome. No, that's funny. That's really funny.
I'm trying to think of like stories that you've told me that like were funny. I'm like blanking on them like up now all the times, but like if someone asked me.
Well, that's why they never prepare for their podcasts. They just sit down and let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
Let's not take 10 minutes to write out a little something of what we're going to talk about. Let's just talk about how we can't remember when the lights are on.
Yeah. When the lights are on, we black out, and then whatever's been said is said.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Play the game of memory. Who can remember the story first?
Who can remember? Try to remember.
Well, did we talk about the Outer Banks thing on the one podcast, the golfing?
Golfing? Oh, I had to correct the record on that. Because you said I hit this drive and almost hit someone's house.
He did, didn't he?
Full of shit.
No, that's not full of shit.
You're saying it landed in like the guy's backyard.
It did. No, it did not. I swear. Do you remember? It's like maybe
I hit a beautiful four and the winds they were 70 miles an hour.
And it did land in the guy's backyard.
They were 70 mile an hour winds. You're saying it wasn't windy.
It
The thing went dead straight, perfect shot, and it did not land anywhere near this guy.
I think it did go because I remember. I swear,
You don't know where the ball goes when you swing.
I swear, I remember Uncle Dave going, "Holy shit! I think you hit." Well, I guess Uncle Dave isn't the best golfing source. But
No,
Uncle Dave, I loved him. Golfing with him, the winds, just 70 miles per hour. It was windy. It was windy.
who knows
Losers.
if you're coming this year? Maybe we can.
it was. It had to be 70 miles an hour. Like you
bad.
don't golf. You don't golf in that condition. No, not doing it. Not doing it.
Well,
But I don't know how you didn't break a window on that house.
was
That
like
house was 100% glass on the back of it, and then there's that little pillar that's holding up the second level porch, and you hit that.
Let's go. We're going. We're going to the next. Oh my god, that was so
then
funny.
another one come close, and that's why we stopped. Like on one of the last holes.
I stopped on mine on the one you're talking about. I'm like, That's it.
The one that
I'm
went
not
up
playing
against
this
the
one.
ocean, and we were all like hitting them up, and it was coming way.
Yeah, and I hit mine straight, and it went towards that guy's backyard, but not close to his house.
I thought it did.
That is true. The wind right by the water, you would hit it perfectly straight, and then the wind would completely throw it some random.
I feel like that's how all the golfers got beat on.
No, but it wasn't
Some-
bad.
some
Until,
of the
remember,
ones, yeah.
the whole course was good until we got on that one hole
Right.
that was right along that
Right,
like
water.
inland waterway.
Mm-hmm. I remember yours was perfect though because you were slicing it all day, and then you line up. You were like playing the slice, and you're like, "You're gonna hit the house. You're gonna hit the house." You're like, "Shut up, Dad!" And
You're
then
gonna go in the
you
pond.
swing.
You're gonna go in the pond.
Gotta
Put the ball in the pond.
Stay away from the water. Drive the ball over there. But no, then you swing. Then your dad's like, "See, like, God damn it!" And then you're like, "I wasn't aiming at it," and then you're like perfectly aimed right at
I'm
that.
stuck in the sand.
Looking right where he was aiming. I wasn't. Well, you were. Like a golfer.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Beautiful course, though.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
Are you coming this year?
Good trip.
Or do you not know yet?
We do not know that. Me and Joey did not get to that.
Converse about it.
Joey, we got to talk. Joey and I
Oh, road trip.
going on schedule.
That was a fun time, though. That trip was fun.
Remember we were at the very end. There was like hurricane winds.
Yeah. I remember when it started
Oh.
flooding and we had to leave early?
I remember we went out for groceries, and we almost got stuck
Yeah.
on the other end of the island.
We were on opposite sides because we went to
Because-
a store and you guys went to a store.
Yeah, there was like I think 2 or 3 foot of water that came up on that road.
Really?
Yeah. Remember we were in like that store
Mm-hmm.
and Kate was like freaking out. First, she was freaking out because we walked in and there was weed. Like being sold. Like,
Oh, tell a Myrtle Beach story on the weed.
oh yeah. But and then like it sounded like a train was going by and we're like, what the fuck is going on outside? And we walked outside and it's just like terrible and Kate's freaking out even more.
That was cool. That was really cool. It was scary but cool.
Yeah.
It was sweet. Then you could feel the house shake a little bit. And
I'm excited for this Outer Banks trip. It should be a different experience.
yeah. I'm potentially excited. I'm grateful for the invitation.
I didn't invite you.
Yeah.
Grateful for the invitation. If it was up to me, I would have watched you cut it.
You were not in mine. Do you want to tell the Myrtle Beach story about Kate?
Oh, Myrtle Beach is a madhouse.
It's like a college town. It's worse.
Like I don't think drugs are legal to that degree down there, but it's just everyone's just fucking blazing everywhere. You're just walking down like it's supposed to be like this nice little, nice little strip here. They got a few like carnival rides and these little shops. I feel like we went into like an M&M's shop or something too.
Yeah.
And everyone, they're just all fucking trashed. And leave it to us walking down the street, there with the family. Kate was young, and we get behind this one chick, and she's wearing this outfit, and her whole ass is just, it's like cut out. And this is what we're walking our daughter down the street. Myrtle Beach is fucked up. They're shooting fireworks off the balconies. It's just anything goes. No, not going there. I'll take a nice resort. Somewhere quiet.
Yeah.
You young fellas can go down there and get a venereal disease.
Diseases.
It would be you. You would get the disease.
Like experiment something with someone.
You definitely would.
I'd come back. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what
People
they did.
came on me.
Shooting it at your face or something.
It happened, guys. 10-year-olds.
10. I manifested it. Came to life. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I think we mentioned high school baseball. Let's talk about high school baseball. Because you said what? You never saw one home run.
The whole time I watched Andrew play high school baseball, I went to a lot of games.
Yeah.
I went to a number of games. I never saw a single home run hit by either team. I don't understand how that's possible.
By either team.
I only saw one, and it was Owen, but that was at Perry, and it was a scrimmage. So
Didn't we play one?
That's my takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that is true.
In the
Sports
playoffs,
Center.
I thought there was one that was. I don't know if it was against us or we were watching a game and some guy just completely.
It was against us in the district. What's the one before the final? Semifinal?
Yeah,
That would be very good.
Some
After
kid
the final.
Nuke one down the right field line, but it went foul.
I do,
That probably would have lost us the game.
I do remember that.
Sports now are weird.
Nobody plays them. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Nobody plays sports.
Struggling to.
Kids don't play
I don't think
sports.
baseball's going to be a thing.
So
Fights anymore.
Really?
when you guys grow up and you have kids, you make them play sports. You don't even give them an option.
Yeah.
You make them play sports.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I'd have made him play every. I'd have made him play every sport. I should have made him play them.
Yeah.
Because listening to you guys talk all these stories about baseball. None of the stories are about baseball.
Yeah, it's all
The stories are just about being on the team.
Just being on the team, screwing around. Yeah.
So
Well, I feel like that's baseball, though.
it would be any sport.
Yeah. I guess with baseball it's tough because I feel like any stories we would have, I would just feel like
There's more downtime in baseball than usually like that, though.
bragging about. I know there's like stories in football and games where. But I guess also it's with football. Most of like the fun stories to talk about are all the ones of us screwing around in garbage time in a football game.
Yeah. Or when you're like between practices, between like workouts, just like the camaraderie stuff,
Mm-hmm.
friendship stuff.
I feel like that's normally the funny outcome. Like, you have an in-game moment that you like can really remember that was like funny to you.
Funny? Oh yeah. We used to have
Oh yeah.
we used to have this one kid we played with Joe Conti, and he had a brother. We used to. I don't know if the kid really had like all these names or not, because he was like supposedly named after like all his uncles. So we would come out. We'd be like, "Come on, Raphael, Mario, Luigi, Roy, Joe Conti," and we'd scream that to him while he's trying to pitch. The whole game, it would go on, and this kid would just be pitching, and we'd just shout all these names at him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's like all the bullshit we would say when people are trying to bat. Like just even like
Yeah, we
you
fuck
would-
with each other. We tried to mess people. We tried to mess with our own.
I know.
Yeah, like you'd be rooting on the batter, and instead of saying their name, you like call out their mom's name.
Their
Yeah.
mom's
Yeah.
name
Come
or
on,
their sister's name.
Come on, Betsy.
The worst, I don't think it was with you guys, but my senior year with Andrew Yonke, everyone would yell about his sister. Everyone. I felt terrible. Because I remember one game, she was there,
Oh,
and I think it was like either Joey White or Fletcher just screamed his sister's name, and she just looked at the dugout. And I was
You
like,
know that makes it better.
Yeah, it makes it better. But it's like,
I wouldn't feel bad. That makes it better. It's
Mhm.
good times.
Oh my
Bust
god.
balls.
It was miserable in there.
yeah.
Well, it's more fun, and the stories are better than when you win.
Yeah, winning makes everything better. Yeah. I guess you could also have
We
more
also
fun
didn't
when
win a
you're
lot.
Yeah.
Like regular season, we did not win a lot. We got really lucky in the playoffs.
No, it's a luck. You say luck.
Yeah. Well, we had a good playoffs.
a good run.
Our regular season, our record was not good.
No, we were.
I think we were almost under 500.
You guys blew a lot of games.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I can remember them. I think you blew a game to Beechwood, Kirtland, Lutheran West. Remember all these games.
Yeah.
I remember Nolan trying to score from third on a pointless ground ball.
Yeah.
Where, Nolan, will you watch this?
You probably will. He'll remember.
If his dad watches, he's gonna be like, "Damn it, I remember that."
I remember
No need. That run doesn't matter right now.
that. Doesn't matter.
It's gonna do all the baseball math. Down by 2, 1 doesn't matter.
The run doesn't matter.
You guys went on to score, and I think another run, 2, and then you came up 1 run short of the
Yeah.
time.
I think all of us have at least one terrible moment where we were all just completely embarrassed.
Yeah.
You definitely have a ton.
Couple.
There's got to be a few fly balls that you at least closed your bit before they got there.
Yeah. It was the worst. We were playing. I forget the team it was. It was their homecoming game or senior night. I forget what it was. But it was a great game. Like we were
Fairview.
doing Fairview.
Well, actually, we had 3 senior nights against us.
And it was a really close competitive game. I was feeling good the whole game. And then I remember first at bat. It was like early in the game. I either got walked or like a base hit or whatever. I'm on first. Like, I'm feeling really good. My dad, my whole family's at the game. Get thrown out at first. And then
picked off.
Yeah, I got picked off. I remember like I dove back first. I was good, and then I got picked off. And even the old young strikers like, "Are you like kidding me?" And like I thought I was sick. Whatever. Then I got thrown out. Then I'm sitting there, and then Bernie's like, he's like, "What are you thinking?" Like he just rips me apart. He's like, "What?" I'm like, I was trying. Like I'm not trying to get thrown out. And he's like, "We've been through how many games? Like this is bullshit. Like you're not thinking out there." And I'm like, "I'm good." I'm like, whatever. Like I know I fucked up. And then next time I go out in the field, just run around first, easy pop fly, kind of line drive to me. I'm running to go make it. I just close what I drop it. I closed my. It was like easy.
Like hit your closed mid.
Yeah, like I just closed it right before the ball got there, got it, bounced on the ground. Jesus fuck. And then doing there, and it's like, I think what happened on the base affected what happened out there. So you're gonna sit for the rest of the game, and I'm like, Jesus, are you kidding me? And I was so pissed. I was so pissed.
We'll have time for this
After
story
that.
then. My senior year, you guys weren't there. I don't think you came to the game either. But we were at Wycliffe, and it's when I broke my finger. And I remember like running to first or some shit like this, and I don't know if I got out. No, I beat the throw, but I thought I got out, so I just walked into the dugout. Like, I swear I heard someone go, "Oh, he's out." And that's like nobody in the dugout like cheered or anything, so I was like, "Oh, I must have got out." So I walked into the dugout, and like I turn around because everyone's just like looking at me. I'm like, "What?" I like turn around to the striker, and he's just like this. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I think he said that. He's like, "What are you doing?" Like I've never seen him more disappointed in my life.
Well, I was like, no one watching me. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Right,
They
same.
let me know. They let me
Like,
back.
what are you doing? It's nothing. Just let you get out and then yell at him.
It's a heads up play, man.
It's a
Well, we got some good conversation in.
great
Out
conversation.
of time now. The
Excellent
time.
conversation.
The free trial is really killing us.
Really?
Are we out? Are we saying goodbye or are we cut off?
We gotta say goodbye. We got 3 minutes.
Really?
Oh.
Okay, you got an outro? You're good at the intro. You got an outro?
I've been really focusing on the intros, but I can't thank you enough. Once again, your morning cup of your coffee is your daily dose of caffeinated inspiration, and we couldn't be more happy with one of our favorites, long-awaited, self-made man. Some call him a father, a role model, a coach, a landscaper, a boss, a family. Depends who you ask. But on a serious note, can't thank you enough. A lot of people,
My pleasure.
myself, look up to you.
Was
And,
so excited to be on.
He means it. Yeah. He was texting me, calling me, "Hey, Kent, when am I getting on this podcast?"
I think it was vice versa. You were texting me.
They asked me to do it like 3 hours ago.
Just stars aligned to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can't thank you enough.
Thanks,
Appreciate
everyone.
it.
Happy to do it.